Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you. Myself Abhinav Jha. I'm a maths faculty at Ask IITians, and today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic of quadratic equations for class 10th. So, students, actually this chapter plays a really important role if you're giving any Olympiads. That is, if you're giving PRMO, you're giving RMO, or you're giving NTSC. This chapter has a lot of weightage. And not to stop here, this chapter will also be taught in class 11th, and this is also playing a very important role if you're giving J. So guys, if you look at the weightage of this quadratic equation in CBSE board, so every year you can expect around 10 to 12% of questions from this particular chapter, which itself is huge. And obviously, as I have told you, that in JEE mains and advanced also, you get every year at least 2 to 3 questions from this particular chapter. Okay, so 2 to 3 questions from this chapter will be giving you around 5 to 8% of weightage in J. But that is actually an hidden weightage, I can say, because some of the chapters have mixed problems on quadratic equations as well. So that is nothing to do with simply that particular chapter, but it will also include the questions from quadratic equations. So we really have to make a very strong base in order to succeed in this chapter. So students, let's begin and let's try to understand the basic concepts of quadratic equations. Okay, so guys, as you can see here, that we have a quadratic equation called ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. This is the standard equation of the quadratic equation. Okay, like you have already studied in the chapter of polynomials, what is a quadratic expression? An expression which has degree 2. So here, as you can see that it is an equation, so therefore this equal to sign comes, and that's why we call it quadratic equation. Now, the important thing to note here is that our a cannot be 0, as the system will become linear in that scenario. And also here x is our variable. Okay guys, chalo, let's start discussing the basic graphs and the fundamentals of this particular chapter, and we will look at the various forms in which the quadratic equation can be represented. Let's look at it. So guys, as you can see that here we have a very standard quadratic equation, that is y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Here our a is 1, b is 0, and c is also 0. So the quadratic equation becomes y is equals to x square, which is a very familiar equation, and most of us would already know the graph of this particular equation. Now, as we already know that this quadratic equation will have some zeros, and as you can see that this graph is becoming 0 at x equals to 0. So x equals to 0 is its only 0, and that is also called as the root of the quadratic equation. Now we can also say that as our a is 1 and that is greater than 0, so this equation will always be upward facing. Okay, so as it is an upward facing parabola, so we can say that wherever it cuts the x-axis, that will let nothing but be our 0 or the root of the quadratic equation. Now the thing is, what happens if my b increases, or my c also increases at the same time, or decreases, or c also decreases? So the graph, as you can see, is actually changing, and it is not the actual graph which the y is equals to x square was. Now the graph is shifting, and also it is expanding its width, isn't it? So the graph is actually changing its vertex. What's its vertex here? This point, the bottommost point, as you can see here, as you can see, this is called as the vertex. This thing is called as the vertex of the parabola. So the vertex of the parabola is also changing. Before it was origin, now it is somewhat different as we change our vertex, or the B and C value is actually getting changed. So that's what we will try to understand in depth, why these things are happening. Let's look at it in a different way altogether now. Now we are discussing the factored form. What is that? Let's see. So guys, let's suppose I have an equation like x square minus 5x plus 6. Let's suppose I have this particular quadratic equation. Now we all have studied the splitting the middle term in class 9th, that is in the chapter polynomials. And we know that this thing will become x minus 2 into x minus 3 is equals to 0. So we'll get the two roots, that is nothing but 2 and 3. That is a later on thing which we can actually discuss. Okay, but what we get here, we are getting two factors, that is x minus 2 and x minus 3. Now let's look at the graph. What would the graph be at this particular point of time? So guys, as we know that this is the factored form, and you can see here in the graph that this particular thing, the graph is cutting the x-axis at 2, 0 and 3, 0, which is absolutely correct because our a is 1, and as you can see here, we are not discussing b and c. We have a different form altogether, that is a factored form. We have two factors over here, and you can very well judge that at x is equals to 2 and at x equals to 3, the polynomial or the graph will attain 0, and that is nothing but the 0 of the polynomial, isn't it? So we can very well say that, okay, obviously as our a is greater than 1, greater than 0, so this graph is upward facing. Okay, moreover 2 and 3 are the points where this particular thing is attaining a 0, and that is nothing but the 0 of the polynomial, and the graph will cut the x-axis at 2, 0 and 3, 0 respectively. Okay, so this is what we call as the factored form. Now the next thing, what will happen if we cannot factorize it? That's a really interesting question, isn't it? We cannot factorize all the things because we may not be able to find out a number which is having a certain product, and that can be splitted into sum of two numbers, obviously. Okay, but we will learn later on that we can actually complete the whole square, isn't it? Every quadratic equation can be written in terms of any whole square. Let's take an example here. Let's take an example, very simple example I will take. Let's suppose I have got something like x square minus 12x plus 38 is equals to 0. Okay, so I have got this example over here, and I can very well express this thing as a whole square. Why not? See here, what I can do is I can write this as x square minus 2 into x into 6 plus 6 square plus 2, isn't it guys? Yes, we can definitely write this as x square minus 12x plus 36 plus 2. Now as you can see here, we have identity here, a minus b the whole square. Using that, we will get x minus 6 the whole square plus 2 is equals to 0. Now I will try to plot this very graph on my system. So let's try to do that. How can we actually express this particular graph on the graph paper? Let's discuss this. Now as you can see here, that when I keep my x is equal to 6, my y will become 2, isn't it guys? Look at here on your screen, the yellow shaded region. So here, as you can see that when I keep my x as 6, y will become 2. That is why the vertex of this very quadratic equation is nothing but 6 comma 2, right? This is the vertex, which is nothing but 6 comma 2, and we can actually see that this is also an upward facing parabola, and now the vertex has actually shifted. So you can change your values of h and k. Depending upon that, the graph will also shift its vertex. Okay, so that is nothing but called as the vertex form. The vertex will change accordingly. We feed our h and k. Okay, everyone. So that was in brief. I discussed the quadratic equations. Now, if we have to study more, we definitely have to join Ask IITians, and we can study everything in detail. And we definitely have to understand the basic concepts and how we are actually reaching a particular equation. So concepts are really important, and we should focus that how are we attaining those concepts. Then only our basic foundation will be strong, and we can definitely crack JEE or JEE Advanced, whatever Olympiads we are trying to. Thank you everyone for your patience and for your time. Thank you.